What's up guys, ShinyHunterDestroyer here and welcome back to a brand new Pokemon Journeys anime discussion video. Today I'll be talking about episode 44, which is titled Sword and Shield 3, ETERNATUS. The third episode of the Darkest Day arc in Pokemon Journeys was another wild one, so it's time to discuss about it. Right from where we left off last episode, Go and Sonia are battling some dude trying to get rid of Go and Sonia because of their progress of research in the Darkest Day. In the end, Go wins the battle against the Gigantamax Garbodor using his very own Dynamaxed Raboot. Ash is heading to Stow on site to meet up with Go. He thinks about his talk with Chairman Rose, making a quick comment about Chairman Rose's desire for Galar to last for 1,000 years. Just remember that. Back to Go and Sonia though, they look at the statue they uncovered and discovered more important things. The most important of all, the dogs that were seen at the Slumbering Weld at the beginning of the arc are important to the Darkest Day as they appear on this very statue. The only difference from back then is that the dogs didn't have the sword and shield seen on the statue. They find out the names of these two dogs as well, them being named ZACIAN and ZAMAZENTA. Knowing this, they're able to summarize the whole Darkest Day and what happened. The Darkest Day was caused by a Pokemon, there being two heroes, those heroes having the sword and shield, also known as the two dogs, the whole shebang. They are nearing the conclusion of this legend. More agents, I guess, try to stop Go and Sonia, but they run through them and head to the Slumbering Weld to find the legendary dogs on the statue. On their way there, Go calls Ash and, in inclusion with summarizing everything with the Darkest Day, also asks Ash if he saw a Pokemon in the Slumbering Weld when they got split up. When Ash said he saw a Pokemon that looked the same as in the statue, Go knew he was on the right track. During all this, Leon finds a way to enter the hangar in Hammerlock City. He gets all the way to the hangar to see something emitting all the light that has been causing Pokemon to rampage. Leon's predictions were right. Chairman Rose is behind this, as people were talking about calling Rose about the situation. Not too long later, Eternatus breaks free and finally appears. Instead of following Go, Ash went to see what was happening at Hammerlock City due to more of the Galar energy surging out at once. Here in Hammerlock City is where we get to see the Team Rocket's Meowth, Gigantamax, and basically chase Team Rocket away. Ash shows up a bit after to see Meowth in his Gigantamax form, but then after that, Ash goes inside the arena where Eternatus currently is in. With Ash turning back, Go and Sonia make it to the Slumbering Weld, and after a bit, find the dogs. The dogs lead them to some sort of altar in the Slumbering Weld. There laid a sword and a shield on the ground. Go decides to take them as he thinks it will be important to have later on. With that, the two of them head back to Hammerlock City to help Ash with Eternatus and the Darkest Day. Speaking about Eternatus though, Ash finally lays his eyes on Eternatus and shortly after sees Leon chasing after it. After Ash and Leon's little reunion, they look up and see Chairman Rose talking about Eternatus, talking about the infinite energy it makes. His reason, his goal with Eternatus is to let it create energy for Galar, so Galar can thrive. Since it can create that infinitely, it's only good in his eyes. He knows that the energy held in Galar will run out someday, so this infinite energy is his only option to keep Galar's future alive, even if it's at the cost of other people being hurt in the process. Even Rose has his own little backstory. His father never returned to the mines one day while trying to extract energy from an energy source. Therefore, him doing this will make sure other people don't have to suffer like he did. Rose tells Leon that he wants him to catch Eternatus. Leon agrees, but he said that he's only going to be doing it to calm Eternatus down. He doesn't want any more damage to be done to Galar. The barrier outside the arena is broken by Eternatus after that little talk. Eternatus gathers more Galar particles, and with that, it's about time for Leon to head over to Eternatus. Ash is left behind to fend off Chairman Rose, who's trying to fight back against the two of them. Leon flies away with Charizard toward Eternatus shortly after. This story isn't only about Ash and Leon though. Our other important characters, Go and Sonia, have just arrived at Hammerlock City. More of the agents trying to stop Go and Sonia's research are gathered at the front of Hammerlock, so Sonia stays back to slow them down while Go runs ahead. Before Sonia did anything, someone comes from behind Sonia and lets out his own Pokemon to battle. our boy Raihan is now here fighting alongside Sonya. Back with Go, he won't be without a battle too. Go encounters Oleana while running into this Hammerlock arena. Oleana stands in the way and sends out her Pokemon, vowing that she won't let anyone disturb Rose. With Go and Ash set up for battle against Chairman Rose and Oleana, the episode comes to an end at a cliffhanger. I'm just gonna say it, okay? Just like the first and second episode of this arc, I really loved this episode. Go and Sonya finally finished their research, and the arc is reaching its climax. The only thing a part of the Darkest Day that we really need to see are the dogs, which is insane. It's only been 3 episodes, and I still don't feel like anything is super duper rushed. Being able to piece everything together with Go and Sonya made everything really satisfying when they actually figured out what the heck is the Darkest Day. Talking about the research of the Darkest Day, I've enjoyed how they've been doing it. It's like they have been almost telling the story as it's happening, and I think that keeps things more relevant than what they could have been before. It's the best way to get the most out of what they got, and that deserves a lot of respect, especially because they got 4 episodes. They did a great job with the Slumbering Weld this episode, the same way they did in the first episode of the arc. The music, the general feel, the tension, all of that made for the Slumbering Weld to not only give a mysterious vibe, but a nervous vibe tacked on that. At the beginning of the Slumbering Weld scene, they got to see a brief news report of everything going down in Hammerlock. It helps keep the suspense high because, well, it's just a way to show that these characters know that them being in the Slumbering Weld has high stakes, and that this could definitely be their only option as Eternatus rampages. This episode keeps the Slumbering Weld relevant and important, while also not spending too much unneeded time getting to the point. On another note, because that is way too much time for the Slumbering Weld, Leon's way towards the hangar where Eternatus was detained had tension written all over it as well. Leon's face had it all written over, and it painted the whole scene itself. Him walking down only to see the same lights that caused Pokemon to rampage coming from inside this very hangar. Seeing Leon's emotions grow from just the mild but still serious feeling he had toward all of this to the anger he had to Chairman Rose, someone who he looked up to at that. It's something that I hope people don't take for granted. It gives Leon so much emotion on this battle, and a lot of it should be writing for him. Things only got more intense from there for Leon, with now having to fight Eternatus. My prediction is that I think he's going to be able to fight back Eternatus until Eternatus is fully revived, because he's gonna be too strong. And some other people will have to show up to help. Well, people and Pokemon, of course. Not only did they have a good setup for the start of the Eternatus fight, but nobody is left empty-handed, with Go left with Oleana and Ash left with Rose this episode. I think this is fitting for this bit of the arc. Of course, Leon would be the one at least starting the battle with Eternatus. He is without a doubt the strongest trainer here, so all suspense rides on him. With Ash and Go though, that's a different story. They will most definitely have their own part to play in this as well, obviously. Being with the 2 legendary dogs ZACIAN and ZAMAZENTA. They've done a good job foreshadowing who should be fighting with which dog. Now it's just a matter of time for Ash and Go to catch up with Leon. As the Watcher, I think that puts a lot more pressure on the battles with Rose and Oleana, on top of Rose and Oleana being the antagonists in this whole arc. They have more than just Rose and Oleana to worry about, but Eternatus and the whole world as well, or at least the whole world of Galar, whatever. It's honestly something that is helping me stay pumped up for the finale of this arc. Oh yeah, I don't want to forget about talking about the CGI Eternatus. I'm mixed about it. I think it looked really good in some areas, but at other areas I think it just kind of looked a little messy, maybe just a little awkward maybe. It's not an episode ruiner, but it's just something to note because it was probably by far the most negative thing that I can say about this episode. Even after saying that though, like I said, it was still good in some areas, so it's fine. It's fine. In summary, this episode kept the suspense high for the rest of the arc while building onto what we already know about the Darkest Day, continuing that research with Go and Sonya and allowing Ash and Leon to figure out who is behind this whole mess. Both groups, for the most part, are witnessing their respective parts at the same time. Just the ending roles might differ a little, with Ash, Go, and Leon currently caving their ways into battle with an unknown beast that has been awakened. With this episode being another episode developing the climax, it did its job like the 2 episodes. Though I don't think it packed as much as the first 2 episodes did, everyone is left on their toes for the soon finale. Stay excited. But yeah, you should watch this episode as well, because like, you know, that's what I'm supposed to say. It was a good episode. It was a good episode, alright. And that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys did enjoy, please consider hitting the like button, because that is super highly appreciated. If you want to see more content like this, hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any more of my videos. Let me know your thoughts on the episode and the Darkest Day arc so far in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Hopefully you guys are excited as me, because I'm excited. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Have a nice day, guys. Peace out.